Good evening, welcome to Velocity Racing League's V8 Supercars Championship. This is round number 6 at the Hidden Valley Raceway in Darwin. We've got a special format for tonight, which is 3 races, the only time where we're going to have a triple crown. We've just run 3 separate qualifying sessions. These are going to be 3 17-lap races, and you can see Nicholas Gregg is on pole for the first one there. You win all 3 races, you get the coveted Murray Shield, so a little bit of a prize for you for the drivers if someone manages to pull off the feat of winning all 3, which Chris Refalo could well do. He sits there also on the front row. Behind him is Riley Smith and Nick Mello, then Caldwell, and I believe that's Callister. Yep, Jack Callister, and then Chris Viss as well, followed by Josh Hill and Noah, and then Oates and Childs. Lee Childs actually in a new Caterpillar livery this weekend, so I'll just publish this live stream. There we are. So almost set to race here for the first race of the evening. 17 laps like they all are. Light's going to be coming on now. And we're away in the top end. So it looks like a better start for Chris Refalo. He's going to be edging his way towards the front, and he has got it, and he'll have the inside line as well to his advantage. Nicholas Gregg looking to swoop all the way around the outside, and Refalo got quite a slide on in the middle of the corner. That was Childs going off in the Caterpillar car in the middle of all of that, as we see them come through turn 6 now. Looks like it's been a pretty clean start thus far, unless there's been some horrendous accident out of camera shot, which it doesn't look like there has been. That's Recce going wide and off, and Chris Viss down almost into the little moat there. But Nicholas Gregg maintains the lead as we're almost at the end of this first lap already. Now in the slipstream, all the way on the inside of the track is Riley Smith, and he is behind Nick Mello. But Refalo's also going for the lead. Up in front, there's another battle for 5th position at the same time, and Refalo has got the lead of the race. Mello in 3rd, Callister in 5th. And that's how those battles are resolved. So Refalo leads the first race of the evening. That was Nicholas Gregg laying out for a moment, but looks to be back under control. Back on the main straight, so 2 laps complete at Darwin. Just 15 to go. These will be quick races. They'll only go for about 20 minutes or so. So we should get 3 of them in an hour of good racing. And once you account for all breaks, we should be done by 9:30 as usual. Now that's a car off in the background. That's Meredith and Oates as well. And is Oates going to keep it straight? No, he's not. Helped around by Craig Laws at the same time, and drops a couple of positions down towards near the back of the field. Just caught that in the background. going on down at turn 1. Such a difficult corner to get right. Big, long left-hander, multi-apex. And the advantage swings one way and back to the other through the corner in relation to the car on the inside and the car on the outside. Cohen Turner should be joining us tonight for some... He's going to pit report a bit. Now that's Refalo off the road at the first corner and has surrendered the lead to Nicholas Gregg. He's also surrendered second position to Nick Mello, but is right behind him and looking all ready to have another move. Big slide on for Refalo again, puts him vulnerable to Riley Smith, who's going round the outside. Jack Callister is just there as well. Smith can't get it done. So Refalo's lost a couple of positions on this fourth lap of the race. He's down in third, has to fight his way back. Nicholas Gregg leads a Project 4 Holden 1-2, with Mello just behind. Refalo, Smith, Callister, Caldwell, Hill, Noah, Murdock and Donnelly are the top 10 as it stands. They're all managing to follow each other quite closely, these cars. Only a few tenths separating each one. Nicholas Gregg has got a bit of an advantage, and I'm sure Mello will help keep Refalo behind and help his teammate streak further ahead. Across the line, this is the fastest lap for a lot of drivers. The fastest lap is overall right now is a 106.014, which is set by Chris Refalo in third place. Probably set on that lap he was out in front. Now that's Noah off the road between 1 and 2. You can see in the background there the Cadbury car of Max Spivey, who's not having a good day at all. He's in 17th. Noah's getting eaten up by the field. And Recky's gone off, wide, and rejoins the circuit in 16th position. Now we're watching Lee Childs, and it's coming around the outside of Noah. Oh, so close to touching there. Nick Mello sets the fast lap of the race, 105.935. And you can see Super so both Super and this sneak past Childs, result for a poor exit likely. Just keep one eye on what's happening out front. That's Childs having a big slide again, and Super and Viss having a battle. This is over 13th position on the circuit. Everyone should get points tonight. There's only 22 cars in the field, actually. It's quite a small turnout for compared to what we usually have. Riley Smith set the fastest lap out of the top 6 or so on that occasion. As we're on lap 8 of 17. Riley Smith, he's shown terrific pace all weekend. And he's fairly close to Chris Refalo here. We'll keep an eye on him. Oh no, big slide! And off the road. So he's going to drop 2 positions there. Going to try and get another one back from Matt Caldwell. I know I cursed him, alright? Whatever. Riley Smith, 6th position now. Had a chance to go for the podium and bottled it coming out of turn 5. Back. Nicholas Gregg is still leading the race by over a second over his teammate, and his actual rival is about 2 seconds behind, so he's looking somewhat comfortable at the moment. These guys back here are squirming around. That's Callister leading this little group of 3 with Caldwell looking around the outside in his Ford Mustang. Coming down to the last corner now. And Caldwell's run straight off the road. So I think he must have gotten into the grass a little bit, and there goes Josh Hill alongside and past him. So that ends that battle. Riley Smith still remains there, 0.5 of a second. "14 corners on this track, and those 14 corners have been completed 10 times thus far as Nicholas Gregg crosses the line, begins his 11th lap. Riley Smith going for a big move down the inside of Jack Callister. It looked like Callister got out of it fairly early there. I wonder if there is a if there were orders there to let him pass. This is a little bit further back now. Murdock and Meredith are going toe to toe. That big purple Ford Mustang, which is getting changed after the next round at Townsville. Can't remember exactly what to, but he's got a slight change of livery. I believe it's still purple. Now here's another little battle. So for 11th position, it's Nick Goonan, Noah and Chris Visau, who are coming down the main straight now. They're going to start their 12th lap.
It's still the first race.
Oh, you're very loud. Hang on. Sorry, everyone. That's Cohen Turner, by the way. He's going to be our pit reporter. Yes, we are in the first race still.
Yeah, cool. That's cool. Well, get some action for you, see if any teams are talking about how much that's interesting for these races. So I'll get back to you shortly if we have any info for you.
Alright. You are a little bit cutting in and out, distorting a little bit. I'll just warn you. But
Alrighty, I'll have a look at that.
yeah. Alright, cheers, mate. So watching Noah, who's dropped down a couple of positions. Or just one position, I should say. He's lost one to Chris Viss, who's now going to hound Nick Goonan. Now, meanwhile, it's a little bit closer at the front. So we'll just keep one eye on what's going on there. 5/10 of a second between Nicholas Gregg and Nick Mello. You wonder if they are actually going to go toe-to-toe. Here comes Chris Viss down the inside of Goonan. Goonan runs very wide, trying to outbrake him. And Viss picks up the position, but Goonan is right on the back of him. Can't make a move. So they're lapping cars, so that's what's going on up in front, and that's why it's getting so much closer. Nicholas Gregg and Nick Mello slice their way past Ryan Snooks there, and Refalo currently sits in third. He's going to have to get past as well. That's Craig Laws off the road, so Snooks will take up the 21st position. And he's just waiting.
It was a bit different from qualifying, so that's probably the reason they're getting lucky, said to me. It's a big bummer for their team.
Who's that, sorry?
Ryan Snooks, he said his car has not been well to the qualifying instead of what he was qualifying, so yeah, it's a bit of a bummer for them.
I wonder if there's been a slight change in conditions that's enabled that. Here comes Nick Mello around the outside. He is going for the lead of the race. Nicholas Gregg holds on to the inside and they'll continue on. Is Mello going to have a shot at turn 5? Perhaps too reckless. Turn 1 is your best option. It's your safest option to try and get into the slipstream and then outbrake them into the first corner. Although it is difficult to make it stick if you happen to be side by side through the corner. Noah's jumped Goonan, by the way, up into 12th position as we're watching this. It's just 3 laps to go. It'll be 2 to go when they next cross the line. Now Refalo's dropped off a bit. Something I've noticed here. He's actually dropped another position to Josh Hill. So down into 6th place is Chris Refalo. Not good for his championship, although he is leading by a fair way. Still hurts. We'll keep watching this battle for the lead, though. Riley Smith takes up that 3rd podium place with Callister Hill behind. Josh Hill's been improving more and more, and you'd think that a win is on the cards not too far away from now. There goes Oates, out of the way of these two, doesn't interfere at all in the battle. Down the inside goes Nick Mello, and he won't get it. Probably should have tucked in behind and tried to get the best run possible down onto this main straight. It's his last chance to have a go into the first corner, and he's not going to take it. So, final lap of the first race of the night. And it's Nicholas Gregg leading from Nick Mello, Product 4, Holden 1 and 2. Neither of the Nissan teammates are actually here tonight. Meredith and Murdock's name flashed yellow for a moment there. You wonder if there's a little bit of a scuffle going on between them in that battle for 10th. We'll go straight to that once we see these two cross the line. Goonan and Noah are also involved in something. And Noah is off the road at turn 1. So that's what that's all about. Mello pushes him all the way to the end, but it's going to be Nicholas Gregg who takes out the first race of the night. And he's one step closer to taking the Murray Shield. If he can win the other two, then he'll have it. Second win of the season for Nicholas Gregg. Second win? I believe it's the second win. And he's making himself known as a bit of a championship contender. There's Murdock and Meredith crossing the line. And then Spivey, who's recovered somewhat. He's gone back up to 13th. Super and Childs, Noah are going to be behind him. It's Greg, Mello, Smith, Callister, Hill, Donnelly, Caldwell, Refalo. Refalo kept dropping positions. I wonder what that's about. I'll need to get... if I can get Cohen to find out that for me, that'd be fantastic. Murdock, Meredith, Viss, Goonan, Spivey, Super, Childs, Noah, Recce, Williams, Mealy, Oates, Snooks and Laws. So that is your 22 cars and how they finished tonight's race. We'll be back shortly with the next race. So we've got 3 of them tonight. In the meantime, it's worth giving a big thanks to the people who financially support Velocity Racing League through the Velocity Premium subscription. That's patreon.com/VelocityRL if you want to get involved. With that, you get every qualifying session live. You'll get plenty more benefits come next year as well. And you get to... you get special role on Discord, special channel. And, of course, you're supporting Velocity Racing League. So, Nick Goonan, Craig Laws, Cameron Costa, Chris Refalo, Nash Murdock, Joshua Hill, Gus Super, Riley Smith, Ryan Snooks, and Max Spivey are out. Is that 10? So, thank you very much to them. So we're getting ready now for the next race, and we will return shortly once that gets underway. Welcome back. So we have about 3 minutes to go until we kick off with the second race. And Jack Meredith doesn't look like he's having a very great night. He's already got 3 stewards' reports against him, and I will just address the comment in the Twitch chat is that we try to be impartial, or at least the stewards do, and there's fairly strict penalties usually. But now we make those stewards videos available to all of our competitors, so there's a bit more accountability on the steward side to do what's right. And hopefully that improves it for everyone. If we get more people who are willing to be truly impartial stewards, not drivers, then we are happy to put them into place. But we don't really have can't really find many people who are willing to do that, so we'll take you through the starting grid for this next race. You can see Chris Refalo there is on pole position. Nick Mello is alongside. Then it's Riley Smith, Jack Callister, and then I believe that's Chris Viss. Yeah, it is the bluer one. Just behind is Jack Meredith and Nicholas Gregg. And then Josh Hill, and then on the inside there is Paddy Donnelly. So 45 seconds until we kick off with this next race. Nicholas Gregg is since he won the first race, he's the only one in the running now to take home the Murray Shield for winning the Triple Crown. It's a bit odd that it's called the Darwin Triple Crown in real life when, well, even when it was inaugurated, it wasn't the only 3-race format on the calendar. But anyway, lights coming on now for the second race. And we're away, so keep an eye who's got the good jumps. Noah moves to the outside, Donnelly moves to the inside, swerving in and around. Refalo's got the best jump out in front, with Mello slotting in behind. They all disappeared for half a moment there. There's a bit of lag about, actually, it seems. Lots of bumping and grinding in the mid-pack. Nicholas Gregg has been shuffled down the order a fair bit. They're almost 4 abreast in the middle there. And off the road is Gus Super, heavily into the wall. As car round, that's Craig Laws. Justin Oates is off the road, so is Ryan Snooks. As they come through the arena section now. Through the last series of bends. And it's going to be Chris Refalo who leads it. Nick Goonan is well off the road. He's going to have to be careful coming back on that he doesn't end up in anyone. Well done. And he's going to be last on track. So, Refalo leads Mello, that's Smith, Callister, Meredith, Viss, Caldwell, Donnelly and Gregg, who are swapping positions through the first corner. Donnelly off the road. He went up and over the curve there. And drops 1, 2, 3 positions. Down into 11th for him. With Nicholas Gregg in 8th, Joshua Hill in 9th.
Alrighty, so I've just been going through some team channels, and it looks like most teams have been saying they want to do consistently a bit more aggressive with their cars in the next few races. But with Project 4, we've had some, you're saying Mello's trying to defend their team, hold Chris Refalo behind, and if they can get ahead of him and defend because Greg for the team and keep up their good performance to see if they can both get on the podium again. But sadly, it's not the case here with Greg. Yeah.
A bit more of a mountain to climb. Thanks for that, Cohen. So, Mello up in second place. He's actually had an... Oh, he's DNF'd. So, Nick Mello out of the race. Callister's off at turn number 6 at the same time, and he's going to have to wait for all of those cars to go through before he rejoins the race. Has to be careful out in front of Craig Laws here. 18th place for Jack Callister. So, 2 big moments in the championship in just a few seconds. It's Mello who's out of the race, disconnected. He was in second position, and now Refalo's got an even bigger lead. Riley Smith behind. And Mello's back, he's rejoined the race. He's a lap down, but he has rejoined the race. Now this is Jack Meredith and Chris Viss coming down into turn number 5. Viss down the inside, gives him a little bump on the way through. Is that going to open the door for Nicholas Gregg? It is. Gregg round the outside. Meredith's going to have to be careful there not to turn him around, and he has turned him around. So Caldwell is now scrambling on the inside of turn number 6 to get straight again. Joshua Hill takes advantage of it, gets up into 6th position. He's now challenging Jack Meredith. Coming down the main straight now. We'll establish what's going on. No, it won't, because Nicholas Gregg is off the road and he's dropping 1, 2, 3, 4 positions and is potentially vulnerable to 2 more. So he ran wide down at the final corner, turn 14. Look at these 3 weaving about on the straight. Hill, Murdock and Spivey behind. Except Nick Mello's actually behind. So gaggle of 3, Mello getting up the inside. He's trying to get his lap back, and Murdock has spun Hill around. So... and that's going to put all these 5 cars together. I think Mello's just got to get out of the way of this one. Oh, Spivey turns Murdock around as well. So bumping and grinding all over the place. Mello's trying to get back up the inside and get his lap back and try and salvage something from this race. I think it's caused more damage than it should have. Including to his teammate, who's now battling Nicholas Gregg. He's battling Paddy Donnelly in the Ford Performance Falcon. What a crazy lap that was, and it's still going here because look at Nicholas Gregg right up the back of Paddy Donnelly as they come down the main straight. And has he got him? No, not quite. Donnelly will have the inside line for at least the first part of this corner and will hold it. Yes, he still holds on to the position. Nicholas Gregg ideally placed for turn 5. Once they come through this little roller coaster section, a bit of a bump on the way through, another one. And Donnelly wide and Gregg wide as well. Out of control, those two. So they drop a couple more positions. Murdock is trying to get up the inside of Donnelly as well. This is absolute chaos. Noah's managed to find his way up into 7th position out of all of that. Noah, Gregg, Murdock, Donnelly, Williams, Reckie and Callister, and then Childs at 14th. They're all in this battle. And it's not much further to go before you get to the next 3, which is Meredith, Spivey and Caldwell. Spivey, Mello and Caldwell, I should say. Mello is a lap behind them. Oh, Reckie rounded the foreground, so that's at turn 1 again, and I wonder if there's been a coming together with Williams or Callister, I'm not sure. Spivey big slide, and it's going to make him vulnerable to Matt Caldwell. And he's wide again at the last corner, turn 14. Back onto the main straight. Caldwell slips past him, up into 5th position for him. Refalo, meanwhile, leads the race by 5 seconds. That is another 5 seconds back to Chris Vasari. Actually, a decent night for the Trust Performance Technology Mustangs. 3rd and 5th at the moment, those two. There's Chris Refalo as he makes his way down into the first corner, and we're going to see the cars come through down this main straight. Is Donnelly in good position for a move? Perhaps. There's Reckie. He switches over to the inside, stays out of harm's way. That's the Project 4 Holden of Nicholas Gregg up the inside of Noah, and Donnelly sliding in as well. And he manages to get the position off Murdock, does he? No, not quite. Oh, Reckie and Gregg into the wall. And Aaron Reckie's out of the race. So they've come together. Reckie had just come out of the pit lane. Now watch here because, oh, Hill and Oates side by side. They have to try and squeeze their way around the slower Nicholas Gregg, who's now side by side with Goonan. And awful race for Nicholas Gregg after winning the last one. He's down in 15th. He'll be absolutely furious about that one, I'm sure. Whether it's with himself or with Reckie, we'll have to wait and see on Wednesday. Coming down the main straight now, we go to the battle for 8th position with Murdock right up behind Donnelly. Switches to the outside and won't do it. Just up ahead is Noah. He's off the road. So Noah's dropped a couple of positions. Jack Callister just behind. Callister looking up the inside. He forced the gap open at turn 5 and managed to capitalise on it on the exit. So Noah's still there. He's certainly making room for him. But no, he's not. So that was the accident between Greg and Reki, and it's difficult to tell, I think, as to whose fault that actually was, but there's another car out of the race. Who is that? No, never mind, he's not out of the race. Because it's Mello, but he's still a lap behind and he's past where Reki was on track, I imagine. Still going to complete enough of the race to be classified, it seems. And he's racing just like he is on the lead lap, which he really shouldn't be. Oh, a big slide for Donnelly. I think he got onto the curb on the way in, locked the rear brakes as he slid out of control. Managed to pull it up just before hitting the back of Spivey. It's for 6th position, and just up the road there you can see Mello dive at the inside of Matt Caldwell. Donnelly slips it off the inside at turn 14, and he's going to be side by side on the run down the main straight. Is he going to get him? For 6th position. Got the inside line for the first corner. And pulling out as well is Callister on Murdock. In fact, Callister slipped past Spivey as well into turn 5, so he's taken a couple of positions there, and Noah's on the back of them as well. We're going to catch up to Matt Caldwell shortly, I imagine, as being held up by the lapped Nick Mello. He's racing in. Spivey down the inside of Murdock. Has he got the move done? He has. So 8th position for him. But Murdock's going to have a look back. Turn number 5 here. And he's got it. Meanwhile, up ahead, Callister trying to get past Mello and Donnelly as well. And Mello has got... Oh no! Oh dear. Okay. It looks like the race is still going, which is good, but it's just... I must have disconnected or something. So we'll return shortly and try and get back for the last couple of laps.
Do we just finish where we were? Is that how that works? Or?
Oh no, hang on, server's dead entirely. So, is it? No. Well, welcome back to Hidden Valley Raceway, where it seems that our entire server's blown up. So, I guess we'll take the results there. And we'll get this sorted, and we'll be back for race 3 very soon. So Chris Refalo won that second, that's what I can tell you, is Chris Refalo won that race, and then Riley Smith second. We will take the results from lap 15, or whichever one was the last lap that everyone completed before we had this problem. So, yeah, we'll return shortly once more. Welcome back. So we look to be running a little bit better now. We have got game audio, fantastic. Okay, so we're just going to go straight to the next race. 2.5 minutes now to go until that kicks off. Last race of the evening. Chris Refalo won the second race. Bring up the full grid here. So, results for that last race will be published later tonight. Once I get the opportunity, maybe tomorrow. We'll see. You can never trust my time. Ping's a little high at the moment, but apart from that, we should be okay. Chris Refalo, Riley Smith, Nicholas Gregg, Jack Meredith, Joshua Hill, Nick Mello, Matt Caldwell, Jack Callister, Chris Viss, Paddy Donnelly, your top 10 for this one. Then it's Noah, Nash Murdock, Gus Super, Ronald Williams, Aaron Recce, Nick Goonan, Lee Childs, Justin Oates, Craig Mealy, Ryan Snooks, Craig Laws, and Max Spivey, last of all, in this final race. So the only time where we've done a 3-race format, I think, at all. Definitely in V8 Supercars. It's about to come to a head here. First 2 races have been action-packed, short little sprint events. See how this last one turns out. The front row is how they finished it last time. If those two can get a clean jump, then you'd expect them to continue to romp through to the flag, but Refalo did make a mistake, a crucial mistake in that first race, and dropped further down the order throughout. Lights are on, and away for the last race. There's a big slide there for Josh Hill as he came into that second phase of the start. Mello's up the inside. They're almost 4 abreast in the middle. Refalo will lead the way, and it's Smith in second. Running wide there, that's Noah, and there's cars around in the middle, and that is Callister, and he's copped a big hit from Ryan Snooks. Meanwhile, moving through, they're 3 wide through the pack into the arena. Noah Laws sliding out wide through turn 6. Oh, that's a big crash in the middle there, so that's Super around and Laws and Williams as well, so 3 cars off the road, and gee, that's loud. And that's a safety car out onto the circuit. I apologise if I blew up your ears with that one, but safety car has been deployed. On lap 2 here after that incident, down at turn number 10. Or going on towards turn number 10. So Refalo from Smith from Gregg, and then Meredith, Mello, Caldwell, Donnelly, Murdock, Hill and Recce are the top 10. As they slink their way around the field, around the track rather. So Williams ended up in the pits there. Gus Super's left the race entirely out of 22nd position, so he is out of it. Williams may go a lap down here, we'll see. His car is still stationary there in the pit lane. And there comes the rest of the field now. Oh, no, he's going, and we'll make it just before. So he's going to stay on the lead lap. Car's weaving about to keep some temperature in the tyres here, although it's not exactly easy to have them cool out. 33 degrees as it is today in Darwin. We've simulated that in here as well, and it's 41 degrees track temperature. Very hot indeed, and we'll just compare that to what we've usually had over the last few races, which is track temperatures of around about 27 degrees, give or take. Safety car's pulling away now. It's going fairly early actually, and Refalo's going to have control of the pace as the field comes back in. We had to get a safety car in, didn't we? We almost went the entire night without one, but in the final race we did get one. Dan G through the last corner. Lights it up out the last corner. And now Chris Refalo has control of the field. Expect a Magello style wait for the control line here because it's such a... Or perhaps not, he's actually gone already. I was going to say it's a long straight with the potential for lots of slipstreaming. No passing until the control line. And the first move I can see is Mello up the inside of Meredith here, and that's for 4th position. He's not quite going to get it. Line of stern into turn 5. As they come through the first corner now, and Greg runs a little bit deep. I wonder if he was sizing himself up against Riley Smith up ahead. And Meredith is going right on his bumper, going to have a look down the inside at turn 5, and doesn't quite get it. Meanwhile, it's Donnelly and Murdock going side by side into the arena. Turn 6 now. And this slips up the inside of Josh Hill simultaneously. Is Hill going to prevail in that battle? No, they're still side by side. And Hill's gone straight off, has he? Yes, he has. So that's down at turn number 10 or 11, depending on how you count your corners. And he remains very wide, trying to stay out of others' way, and drops all the way down to 17th position, under pressure now from Craig Law's ride, Snooks. Go towards the front here where Murdock is on the back of Donnelly for 7th place. And Mello and Meredith have swapped positions, so Nick Mello up in the 4th place. With Nicholas Gregg in his sights. These are a couple of the closest people on track, and we'll watch them as they come down the main straight. Potential for a pass down here. Get in the slipstream. Donnelly's already making himself clear that he's sticking to the inside. Is it much use though? Oh, it is. He's gone very deep. Manages to cut in front of Murdock. It's actually brilliant defending there. The Ford Falcon. Down the inside, a closing gap. Murdock, he made contact with Donnelly as Donnelly closed the door on him. They're both off the road, so they both lost out of that, and Caldwell slips ahead. Meanwhile behind, there's another big group of cars. Goonan and Recce have both gotten past Donnelly as well. And Donnelly finds himself in the wars again, with Callister now running around the outside of the corner. It's fantastic midfield scraps in these races tonight. Max Spivey lies on the end of it all, with Callister now looking down the inside. And Noah as well, and he's made contact with Recce, and round goes Noah. So pays the price for it. Oates also round in the foreground. Spivey up the inside of Donnelly, had a little look there. So Donnelly's really fallen apart after that incident with Murdock. He's dropped all the way down to 12th position while Murdock remained in 7th. Go on board with Max Spivey here. So down the main straight. Race is going past very quickly tonight. Donnelly moves to defend, and there's a slight squeal of the tyres underneath Max Spivey's car. Recce is almost in reach as well. And the Milwaukee Mustang just ahead. Down goes Spivey, and he's ended up making contact with Donnelly. Tried to correct it, overcorrected it, and ended up on the inside and losing another position to Josh Hill, who's a little bit further down the field than he was in the last couple of races. Hill was always a bit of a top 8 contender in those first two. Refalo leads the way 3 seconds the margin, and looks like it might grow because these two seem like they're going to have a bit of a battle. Nicholas Gregg and Riley Smith. Now this is a little bit further back. This is Callister and Goonan going, well, they were side by side for a moment there. Callister slides back into the slipstream and slips out once more. Big dive up the inside on Goonan. Is he going to make it stick? He is. And into 8th place then. And Caldwell not too far behind either. Well, gap out. And that battle for second is seriously shrinking. If Nicholas Gregg can follow closely through these last couple of corners, maybe in for a chance. And he's bowled it just a little bit wide. Ooh. Had a slight moment, very slight moment coming out of the last corner. And it doesn't look like he's going to get the opportunity into turn 1. Goes very deep, right up to the back of Riley Smith. It's the battle for second place, with Refalo extending his lead to 4 seconds. And Nick Mello's caught up a little bit as well. He's now within a second of these two. Because Greg takes a nice wide line onto the main straight. It's not going to pay many dividends for him. Watch Nick Goonan instead. As he looks onto Matt Caldwell. Quieting down just a little bit here. I say that. There's still big battles going all over the place. And cars remain within a few tenths of one another. But it's not like the absolute pandemonium we've seen earlier in the night. With Goonan now, oh, he's looking all around Matt Caldwell, around the outside, gets out into the grass just a little bit. Is that going to make him vulnerable to Paddy Donnelly? Perhaps. No, too far back. Now this is the battle that's going on here. This is another one of those big groups of cars. Mealy doing a pretty good job in 15th place. Oates in 16th. Williams 17th. Noah 18th. And Childs 19th. Snooks 20th. Snooks is a bit further off this pack. Super's on the end of it. In fact, Super's not on my leaderboard, now that I mention that. There goes Oates up the inside of Craig Mealy. And he's got it, so that's for 15th. Let's keep a watchful eye on the inside. Now that was... Is that Noah? Well off the road. It was very quick. I'm not quite sure what's happened to bring that about, but anyway. Nicholas Gregg is a little bit closer. He's running out of time to get this move done. It's only 3 to go. It'll be 2 when they cross the line next. There's Refalo a little bit further in the distance. He's exiting turn 6. These two are making their way through it. slight lift. Very fast corner, that 10-7. Dips down that last corner. Bit of camber on it. Flows really nicely. If you can get the exit just... It's difficult to get a very good exit. And do that lap after lap. Looks like Greg has got it this time. He's round the outside of Riley Smith. They're side by side through the first corner. And has he got it? Nope. Greg crucially remains right there. Pretty decent speed through that turn 5, but cooked the exit. Nicomello remains in that mirror, just behind. Oh, lots of opposite lock there. 1 to go. As down the main straight they come now. Doesn't look like he's going to get it. Unless this lapped car gets involved somehow through the last couple of corners. Mello's a lot closer. Tyres starting to wear out, I wonder. Chris Refalo rounds the last corner and he took out 2 of the races. Couldn't take all 3. But it certainly helps his championship hopes, and he takes the win for race 11 of the championship. There goes Craig Laws, who finishes 21st. Riley Smith and Nicholas Gregg and Nick Mello, 2nd, 3rd and 4th respectively. And Meredith slides across the line as well in 5th. This is next in 6th place, and then Murdock with Callister just behind in 8th. Caldwell, then Goonan, Donnelly, Hill and Spivey. There's a little bit further back to go until Recce and Williams, and Williams is right on the back of Recce. He might get him on the run to the line. No, he's not quick enough. He's not quite got the speed. Only 1/10 separated them at the line, so still very close. Look at the amount of cars down there at the first corner. Childs, Oates, Mealy, Snooks, Noah and Laws were the 21, and then Super was unable to finish the race. Oh, there's a car upside down. There you go. It's pretty difficult to make a V8 supercar flip on this game, but there you are. Craig Mealy managed to do it at the very end. So that concludes the 3rd race of the evening. That's the last race of the night. We are going to be back in... We're going to take the next fortnight off, and then we'll be back in 4 weeks at Townsville. So street circuit racing returns. It's the first time since Adelaide. It's going to be great. I guess first time since Melbourne, if you want to count that, but proper concrete lined close street walls. Townsville in 4 weeks. It's going to be hot there as well, so tyres are going to be a big factor across that single 200-kilometre race. It's polar opposite from this one. We had 3 short races here, and we're going to have 1 long race there. So Refalo, Smith and Greg were your top 3 for this one. Make sure you follow the Twitch page, you subscribe to the YouTube page, and do all the rest. You can join our Discord server if you want to get involved in Velocity Racing League. And until then, we will see you in Townsville in 4 weeks. See you then. Bye.